Hi, everybody. Welcome to the yoga session today. I'm just sitting in for Dora this week. So I hope you're all well, and thanks to all the occupiers of White City Place for being here. And I hope you enjoy this yoga session. So let's get onto it. So finding a nice, comfortable seated position. If you can sit with your legs crossed, that would be great. If that's difficult for you in any way, you can always be quite relaxed about it and just don't worry about the rules or anything like that. Just be really easy with yourself. Don't expect too much. Just kind of tune in to how you want to move naturally. It's really important to do that. So just take a moment and just closing your eyes and just getting a sense of how you're feeling right now. Sensations in your body, emotions, and just this idea of a sense of arrival, just arriving to where you are right now. All right. And then just gently opening up the eyes. We're going to start off by taking the arms out in front. And then with a nice big inhale, open them out to the sides. So a nice inhale and feel the shoulder blades squeezing together at the back. And then as you breathe out, round through your spine and take the backs of the hands together as they come forward. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what it might look like with your back. So inhale, opening up, and then exhale, rounding through the spine. And you might lean back a little bit as you breathe out, and then breathe in. You might lean forward a little bit. So be really playful with it. And also every now and then, because you don't need to look at the screen right now, we'll just do a few of these. Let your chin tuck into your chest as you breathe out, and you kind of roll back. And then you can lift it up as you inhale. And as you're moving, just thinking about that, every inhale is an energizing breath. And every out breath is a kind of folding forward, a closing down, a relaxing, letting go breath. So just two more like this. Move as much as you like. And then just coming back to a stillness, finding a resolution with that. I'll just turn to face you again. All right, so this time just taking your right hand to the floor, inhale your left arm up. And then exhale, just rocking over this side, just easing down. Maybe even turning to look up at this ceiling, if the chest will allow that. Yeah, and then with this top hand, bring it down to the floor and then sweep both hands around in a little semicircle until you come to the other side. And I'm going to come up into that pose from the ground up. So you're going to lift up the other hand so you can look underneath the armpit, looking up at the ceiling maybe. And then just pushing the floor away and bringing yourself all the way back up. Too easy. Take the hands out in front. Now you can either roll over your knees if they feel okay. If your knees aren't feeling great, just go to the side. We're going to meet up on all fours. So either way that suits you best, go with that. So up onto all fours. Yeah, and just being really kind of mindful here again, having your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and just let your hips sway side to side, feeling some movement in your spine. So it's quite nice to think about your spine doing some S shapes as you move side to side. And then we're going to take it bigger. We're going to take the hips to the right and then draw them down. So pushing into the hands a little bit, draw the hips towards the right heel, towards the left heel, and then over towards the left hand, then back around again to the right hand. Notice how the weight transfers from hand to hand. Let your head just hang, just a really nice big circle through the spine, bending the elbows if you need to, pressing the floor away, tucking the chin in, doing whatever you can to move as much of your body as you can. If you're going around in circles, swap the direction, go the other way as well. Keep it all nice and even on both sides. One more of these. And then just coming back to a resolution. All right, so from here, just lean onto your right knee and your right hand and just take your left foot out behind you and reach your left arm forward until you can start looking underneath the armpit, getting a really nice long sideways stretch. And see if you can get the outside edge of your left foot onto the floor and reaching forward with the left fingertips, maybe again turning towards the ceiling. Maybe, maybe not, doesn't matter. Breathing mindfully here. And then very slowly just find the floor with the left hand. Keep your left foot out behind you, but lift it up. Bend the knee. Look forward, take a nice inhale here. And as you breathe out, bring that knee in towards your nose. So really round your spine, push the floor away. Push out all of the breath. And then again, inhale, take it back up. And then exhale, round through the spine again. This time, hold it here. Push the floor away so you can feel the skin stretching over your shoulder blades. And then tuck your right toes under. Get a really good grip with your right toes on the floor. All the weight on the hands. Lift up your right knee. And then we're going to take the left foot all the way back into our first three-legged dog. So push the floor away so that your chest can hang a little bit close towards that right leg. This is just a stretch, so don't overdo it. Just kind of see what it feels like. The back of the hamstring, the calf. If you want to bend the left knee, you can then open up the hip and maybe look underneath the left armpit as well. That's just an idea. All of the things I say are just ideas. We can always modify. So just holding that for a moment. Yeah. All right, now I'm going to bring that left knee back down to the floor. So bring it back down, nice and gently here, and then take the right leg further out behind you. Take your left hand off the mat to the side, lean on it, and then reach the right hand forward until you can start looking underneath the armpit towards the ceiling. Let the right heel come down, maybe rotating the chest a little bit. Breathing into that space. Let your head hang heavy. Keep the neck nice and long. Yeah, and then slowly find the floor with the right hand. Take the left hand back on the mat. Keep the right foot out behind you, but lift up the right leg. Bend the knee. Inhale, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, round through the spine. Bring the knee all the way in towards the nose. Really rounding through the spine. Push the floor away. Push out all of your breath. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, bringing it forward again, holding it here. Tucking your left toes under, lifting up the left knee, and then that right leg goes all the way back into your three-legged dog. Pushing into the heels of the hands so you can draw the chest towards that left thigh a little bit more maybe. Try and relax your left toes, don't work into the floor too much. Bend your right knee, open up the hip. Really nice and open here. Yeah, now we're going to change it up now. We're going to bring that knee back into the center. Come right up onto your left toes. Look towards your hands and step your right foot in between. Bend the back knee. Look forward and then press the floor away with your feet, lifting yourself up. So reaching up to the ceiling with your hands, inhaling here. And then exhale, just let it all go. Be really loose in your body. Yeah, and then inhale, energizing breath. Spread the fingers, reach up really nice and tall, energizing, and then let it all go. Drop the ball. One more like that. Inhale, coming up. And as you breathe, exhale, dropping the ball. Now find the floor with your left fingertips. And then just lift up your right arm. Keep the hips nice and high so it's quite buoyant. So you're not sinking too much. And the left fingertips are just a balance point. Try not to put too much weight on them. Oh, maybe rotating the chest again, maybe. Great, now we're going to bring the right hand back down to the floor. So both hands either side of the right foot. And see if we can straighten the right leg by drawing the right hip back. If you want to take the left heel down, that might be more stable for you, so do that. Slowly just chilling, getting further towards that right leg. If the hamstring's too tight, bend the right knee a little bit. Never push it. Just always go nice and easy here. One more breath here. And then deliberately bend the right knee again. Take the left hand flat on the floor. Lean to the left so you've got all the space for the right foot to step back into a high plank. Now notice my belly hasn't dropped. Try and keep your belly quite high. Don't drop it below your hips. You'll injure your back that way. So keep it up nice and high. A little bit of sway with the hips side to side. Let the hips fall a little bit side to side. So you're getting really nice big open stretches to each side, side planks. If you want to take the knee down on each side, do that. Or you might lift up one hand as you travel side to side. Just go nice and easy, follow the flow, causing a bit of momentum as you go side to side. You go one way, you bring the hand back down. Naturally, you want to sway the other way as well. One more each side of those. And then coming back to your resolution, back into your plank. Let's lower to the floor, using the knees if you want to. Bend the elbows back, exhale all the way to the floor. Take your hands just a little bit lower down, thumbs against the lowest rib, push the floor away, and then inhale, bring yourself up. Just holding it here on your up dog for a moment. Breathing into that. Maybe looking over one shoulder, back to center. The other shoulder. Back to center. Now we're going to just flick the knees out a little bit wider, bring the toes together, and slowly round your lower back by pulling the tailbone under as you ease into a child's pose. So really round the back so it gets a really nice stretch after that little back arch. Slowly all the way into a child's pose with the knees wide. It's a lot more liberal. You've got more space to let the chest come down. So allow yourself to sink nice and deep into that space. Feel the breath coming in and out of your body. One more breath in and out. On your next inhale, going back up onto all fours, tuck your toes under and meet back in down dog. Yeah, so our first down dog, paddle your knees a little bit, take the legs for a walk, you can move the hips around, that can feel really nice. A little sway with the hips side to side is good as well, so allow that to happen. Yeah, and then leaning onto the right foot, lift up your left leg, take it up nice and high, really reach it up, don't worry about where else it goes, just let it come up nice and lifted, come right up onto your right toes. And when you're ready to breathe out, just step the left foot forward in between the hands, just like we did on the other side. Just for stability you are, then bend the right knee, look forward, push the feet into the ground, and then inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, drop the ball. Really soft. Two more like that. Inhale, lifts. Exhale, relax. Last one. Find the floor with your fingertips, just your fingertips. Just off to the side a little bit with that right hand. Don't take it all the weight onto that hand, just the balance. Lift up your left. Starting to rotate the chest. Not the left hip so much. You can move the left hip forward, but just bring the chest around. Breathing into that. Filling up the belly with breath if you can. And then bring the left fingertips down to the floor. We're going to take the right heel down to the floor and see if we can straighten that left leg, coming into this forward stretch, forward fold of the left leg. It's quite nice as well to come up into your fingertips and take a little breather in between. So you lift up the chest, get an inhale here. And as you breathe out, slowly just folding over that front leg. Breathing here. One more breath. And then looking forward, deliberately bending that front knee. Walk your hands forward ahead of your foot. And then really propel yourself forward onto that left foot so you can step the right foot to meet it. And then just fall over your legs. So in this forward fold, I want you to imagine that you've got a children's, like in a children's play park, there's a bar where your hip creases are, and feel like you're hanging over that bar. That way you can really kind of stick your bottom up and get as much length as you can from that sacrum all the way down your back. Yeah, and if you stay on your fingertips, you can kind of like sway around, even sweep the floor a little bit with your hands. So making these little circles around your feet in the imaginary sand. Oh, I'd love to be on a beach right now. I'm sure you would too. Breathing into that. Yeah. And then very slowly uncurling. So take a bend in your knees. Make it easy for yourself. Slowly unrolling, coming all the way up. Rolling the shoulders behind you and just coming up to standing. So feeling some levity, but grounding through your feet. So if we push into the feet and come up onto our toes, feeling the upper body getting lighter, get the hands facing the ceiling and then feel like you're pressing the ceiling away as you inhale. Lift yourself all the way up, getting longer through the armpits, longer through the body. One more breath here in and out. And then slowly let the heels come down. Take another bend in the knees and just roll down one side. Coming back down towards the floor, take your hands on your shins and push the shins away so you can get this really nice big tabletop as you inhale. Breathing out, let it go. Let your fingertips come to the floor again and then sweep them over to the right hand side. Take all the weight onto your right foot and then lift up your left leg. Don't worry about where it goes, it's not important. Just feel the weight come on this side. Take a bend in the right knee and drop your left toes behind you. You can still keep the fingertips on the floor. We're going to explore more. So taking the fingertips around to the right. And again, imagine you're drawing in the sand. Keeping the fingertips on the floor, taking them all the way to the left now. And as you come further towards the left foot, you want to take the left heel down. Maybe bend the knee. Inhale, going around all the way the other way. Coming back onto the toes as you turn to the right. And then all the way back to the heel as you go to the left. So just exploring your space. Taking one more of these. Letting your head hang each time you get a chance to keep the back a little nice and long. When you get back to the front, making sure you're back on your left toes. And then just drop your knee down to the floor. When the knee comes down, you don't need your toes anymore. So let them go flat, the left toes. Yeah. Now press on the right foot to push the floor away and feel that lift as you inhale coming up. And then exhale, sink into that space. Sinking, sinking, sinking. So you feel the psoas muscles stretching out on this left thigh. Allow yourself to sink a little bit deeper. One more breath in and out here. And then as you drop the hands, I want you to bring your chest slightly forward as well. So you start to lean forward, take the hands behind you, clasp your fingers, start to squeeze the shoulder blades, maybe lift the fingers away. Now just make sure that heel is ahead of your knee or underneath it. Just don't have it behind your knee. So I might just inch mine slightly further forward as well. Once you've got the knee in the right place, press on the right foot. So you lift up the hips and take them back a little bit, creating some space. And then coming inside that right thigh. If it's too strong and too much, you can just let your chest sit on top of your right thigh. So choosing wisely, being mindful. Breathing into that space. One more breath in and out. And then gently releasing your hands, coming back up. Yeah. Take the hand off to the left hand side, lean on it. Let the right knee come back. Take your toes together, knees wide, and just roll back into a child's pose again. Just getting nice and easy here. Taking a nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. Keeping your hands right out in front. Inhale, come back all the way onto all fours. Shoulders over the wrists, tuck your toes under, back into your down dog, stretching your back out. Yeah, now this time we're going to walk the feet towards the hands, but do it really slowly so you're very mindful about every step, feeling the calf muscles stretching. And you'll get to the point where you have to kind of start coming up on your fingertips because it's very difficult to have flat hands and flat feet close together unless you are very flexible. So slowly walk your feet forward, just noticing how it feels, then coming up on your fingertips. Taking another nice inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Taking hold of your elbows. So again, feeling like you're lengthening from the hips all the way down and feel your armpits stretching a little bit. Just with the weight on the elbows of the hands. Let your toes go nice and loose, don't grip the floor, but do rock back and forward so you can feel the heels the toes, the heels, the toes, just kind of really noticing the transference of weight. Oh, yeah. And then release your fingertips to the floor. Have them about a foot away from your toes. All right, so keep your left fingertips where they are. Bend your left knee. Start to straighten your right leg and lift up your right hand. Lifting and looking up towards the ceiling. Try not to put too much weight on the left fingertips. Just have all the weight on the left foot. Reaching up with the right hand. And then swapping it over. Bend the right knee to bring the right fingertips down. Straighten the left leg. Inhale the left arm up as well. Nice and open. Ah. Yeah. And then gently bring that hand back down. Now this time sweep the hands over to the left hand side, fingertips over to the left, lift up your right leg, take all the way up to the right leg, don't overthink it. Just slowly let the right foot come back down behind you. Yeah. All right. So again, we're going to explore. We're going to take the fingertips to the left. Make sure you stay on your toes when you go to the left. Inhale back to the right, and you'll notice it's easier to take the heel down, maybe bend the knee. So making these circles in the sand, either side, just breathing nice and naturally. Letting everything open up. Let your head hang, keep the back of the neck nice and long every opportunity you get. And then slowly coming back to the center, pivoting onto the back toes, dropping the back knee down. Push on the left foot, inhale, lifts you up. And just nudge that left foot further forward just a little bit so that you can sink into it. Yeah. Inhale, lifting up the arms, reaching really nice and high. And then exhale, slowly coming forward. Let the chest come forward as you sweep the hands behind your back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now press on the left foot to draw the hips back, create space, and then coming inside or sitting on top of the left thigh. One more breath here, in and out. And then gently let your hands go. Press onto the left foot. Take both hands on either side of your left foot. Tuck your back toes under. Lean to the right a little bit and just step the left foot back into a plank and then a down dog. Yeah. So taking a moment in your down dog. Again, I always recommend swing side to side. It just feels like you're keeping everything moving rather than static. All right, so leaning onto the left foot, inhale your right leg up behind you. Come right up onto your left toes. And then step the right foot forward in between the hands again. Bend the back knee, push the floor away, inhale. Exhale, softening just a little bit. Inhale, reaching up. We're going to twist to the right on your next out breath. Now hold here for a moment. Don't let the hips sink too low. But just squeeze the right shoulder blade back a little bit. Drop the right hand. Inhale the left arm up. And then use that extra length to bring the elbow over the right thigh. Maybe the hands will come together. Breathing into that space. Use the left arm against that right thigh to maybe turn a little bit more. You can always take the knee down if it's too strong. Breathing into that space. One more breath here. If your knee is down, just lifting it up temporarily. Looking to the front. Inhale, lift yourself up. Left heel down, warrior two. Sinking into that space. Take the hands, turn the palms up. Inhale, lift yourself all the way up, straightening the front leg, energizing breath. And then soften into your warrior two. And again, inhale, lifting it up. And just letting go. One more like that. Flip the front palm, inhale takes you back. Pause here for a moment. And then exhale, forearm on the thigh, top arm up and over the ear. Breathing into this space. And then press on your right foot to inhale to come up. We're going to turn our right foot into the center. So both sets of toes are facing the left edge of your mat. Taking your Hands onto your hip creases, just pushing the hip creases back, taking your arms out to the sides in this nice airplane mode. And then we're just going to try and keep the arms where they are, but pivot so that the right fingertips come down, the left hand goes up. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, the other side. Exhale, back to center. Now both hands, take them onto your left thigh and left shin, and just pull yourself in there gently. Breathing into that space, feeling the nice openness through the back, nice little gentle twist through the spine. And then sway to the other side, really nice and easy, don't go too strong. You can always bend the knees if it's too much. And then back into the center, come onto your fingertips, and then just lift yourself up with that really nice big breath here. As you exhale, bend the elbows back behind you. Lay your head high. Breathe into that space. Now creep your fingertips forward as far away as they will reach from your body. So you stay on your fingertips, keep them nice and wide, wider than your shoulders, and then draw your hips back as if someone's pulling your hips back, but you're really trying to keep the fingers going forward. So you're a nice long back, let your head go, feel the length in your spine. Try not to lock your knees or your toes, release all you can, softening, breathing. One more breath here, in and out. Now to come out of this, slowly walk the fingertips towards your body. Feel the body lift up a little bit. Take one hand on the hip crease, then the other, and then slowly just ease yourself back up. To standing. Now take your right toes out towards the front again. Bend the front knee. Take the arms out to the sides. Flip the front palm. Taking it through a little vinyasa. So inhale, coming back. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands to the floor through the vinyasa. So coming through the high plank, knees if you like to. You don't have to. Exhale to the floor. Ending up in child's pose. Inhale into your cobra, knees wide, toes together, round your spine. And back into your child's pose. Breathing here, nice and easy. Two more full breaths here. And then your next inhale, coming all the way forward, shoulders over the wrist, tuck your toes under, and then just back into your down dog again. Exhaling here. A little bit of sway side to side, always feels good. And then when you sway enough to the right, you can just lift up your left leg, go for that. Feel the levity, take it up nice and high, come right up onto your right toes. And when you're ready to breathe out, step it forward, in between your hands. Bend the back knee, look forward, get your balance, press the floor away, inhale. A little twist to the left as you breathe out. Try not to sink too low, just keep it nice and lifted. Drawing the left shoulder blade into the spine a little bit more. Drop the left hand, inhale the right arm up. And then slowly bringing the right elbow over or on top of whatever you can manage onto that knee. The hands come together, great. You can always just stay up a little bit if it's too strong. But go with whatever feels all right. And if you need to take the knee down, take the knee down. It's always another option. So yeah, working with what you're very happy with. And being okay with that. Try not to lock your toes. Yeah, breathing here. One more breath in and out. If your back knee's on the floor, just lifting it up temporarily. Looking forward, inhale. Right heel down, exhale, warrior two. Just sort of landing here. Feeling soft in this position. Flip your front palm. Inhale takes you back. And then exhale, forearm on the thigh, top arm up and over the ear. Nice and open. Breathing into that space. One more breath here. And then inhale, take it all the way back. Cartwheel the hands all the way down to the floor, stepping it back through the vinyasa, ending up in child's pose again. And just taking 2 more nice mindful breaths in your child's pose. Next inhale, slowly coming back up. Tuck your toes under. Let's go back into our down dog again. Exhale all the way back. Maybe taking those knees for a walk again. Just see how it goes. Yeah, and try not to let all the weight come forward into your hands. Try and get the weight going back. So even if it means pressing into the heels of the hands and lifting up the fingers for a moment, just to feel that. And think about your armpits getting a little bit longer. And if that's tricky for you, if you find getting the heels down tricky, then just move your hands closer to your feet and you'll find it a lot easier. So yeah, no hard and fast rules. Just be nice and soft with your body. We're all very different. So you've got to do what's right for you. All right, so it is handy actually in this position to bring your hands slightly further forward towards your feet. So just do that for now, just like a centimetre or 2 closer. Then we're going to lean to the left. Inhale your right leg up behind you. Now I want you to bend your knee and really open up your hip. Look up at the ceiling. Come right up onto your toes and notice how your hips are really high. I want you to keep your hips high as you bring your right knee to your right elbow. It doesn't have to touch. So take an inhale first. Exhale, keep the hips high. That's what's going to help you collapse. Not collapse. Right knee, right elbow. Inhale, take it all the way back. Let's take it over to the left elbow. You're crossing the body. Inhale, take it all the way back. And then exhale, maybe touching, maybe not, but take the right foot down to the outside edge of the right hand. Yeah. All right, come right up onto your fingertips and then start to draw the left foot back until the left knee comes down onto the floor. Let your toes go nice and flat. Now we're going to take the left hand off to the side. And again with this right foot, try and get the heel a little bit further forward than the knee. Yeah, and then we're going to open up that foot so you can see the right sole of the foot. And then take your hand just above your knee on the inner thigh. And then start to ease the left shoulder forward and the left hip rotates down towards the floor. It's not necessarily going to touch the floor, but that's the direction. So that then you can look over that right shoulder a little bit more. Try not to press too hard on the right thigh. Just a gentle pressure to let it ease open a little bit. Yeah. Breathing into that space. One more breath in and out. And then keep everything like it is with your legs, but move your body back to the front and then see if you can take your left elbow down and maybe your right elbow down. Keep the foot open though, so you can see the sole of the foot. And here it's nice to do a little bit of a sway side to side again. It just helps to open up the hips. If this is too strong, then just come up onto your hands. You can still do the same movement here. Just a nice hip opener. Breathing into that. One more breath here. And then easing yourself back up. So just take the hands back on the floor. Bring yourself up. Lean onto the left side a little bit. And just sweep the right knee back onto your knees. Bring yourself back into child's pose. Exhaling here. One more breath in. One more breath out. Hands in front, inhale, coming back up, tuck the toes under. Exhale, back into your down dog. So remember, try and make the distance between your hands and your feet a little bit shorter for this one. Yeah, so leaning onto the right foot, inhale your left leg up, bend your left knee, open up the hip, let that left foot just fall over the right hand side. Come right up onto your toes. Notice how your hips are much higher now. Try and keep that height. Left elbow, exhale. Inhale, take it back. Right elbow. Inhale, take it back. Left elbow. And then plant the foot down. Ease that right foot back as far as it wants to go. Drop the right knee down. Let the toes go flat on the right foot. Take your right hand off to the side a bit more, maybe off your mat. Lean on that side and let your left foot open so you can see the sole of the foot. Left hand just goes very gently above that left knee, left thigh. And again, rotating that right shoulder into the center as the right hip rotates down to the floor. It won't touch, mine doesn't touch, so I'm not expecting yours to. If it does, amazing. You're very open. So it's just a direction. And you're looking over that left shoulder. Easing through the knees, easing through the ankles, easing through the toes. Oh, just breathing mindfully here. One more breath here in and out. And then rotating, keeping your legs where they are. Just rotate the torso to the front. Right elbow comes down first, maybe the left. And a little bit of a swagger with the hips. Easing into the left side, the psoas muscle on the right side. Trying to be soft. Noticing anywhere in your body where there might be a bit of tension. Can you release it? Let your head hang for a moment. And then gently just place the hands down. Start to press yourself up a bit, lean to the right, and just lead the left foot back. This time we're going to stay on all fours for a moment. Yeah, and just have your knees relatively wide. Have your hands further forward than your knees. So take them right out, than your shoulders. So take them out in front and make sure your hips are above your knees. So we're going to lift up our left arm. Get nice and open here, then travel through. We're going to thread the needle. Take this left arm underneath, through the right arm, left shoulder to the floor, side of the head. And that right hand can either stay on the floor or go behind the back. Or you could tuck your right toes under and maybe straighten the right leg, which will help to rotate the chest even more to the ceiling. But that's just an idea. You don't have to go there. Again, I just suggest these things for fun. It doesn't have to happen. Breathing into that, wherever you are with it. And then gently drop the right knee down. Replace the right hand back on the floor. Push yourself. Back up. And before you do the other side again, make sure your hands are ahead of your shoulders. All right, right side, lift up the right hand, really nice and open, and then use that length to travel through. Right shoulder comes down, side of the right head, right side of the head. Yeah, and then this left hand can either stay on the floor or go behind. Find your balance first, and if you want to, tuck your left toes under and you can straighten the left leg. Just be careful of your balance if you haven't done it before. I don't want you to wobble over. Although I'm sure you'll be fine if you do. Just try not to. One more breath here in and out. And then just drop the knee back down, left hand back on the floor. Bring yourself back up. Back up onto all fours. Nice to be up again. Tuck your toes under. Let's go back into our down dog, stretching your back out. Now we're going to walk our feet towards our hands. Just come up to standing for a moment. Walk the feet up towards the hands, nice and easy. And then when you get there, slowly uncurling. So take a bend in the knees. Very slowly, head coming up last. Noticing the blood rush. And let yourself just stand in silence for a moment. Also with the body gets quiet, bending the knees. That feeling of letting go. Yeah, we're going to use that nice softness to do the next little bit of opening up. So keeping that nice soft bend in your knees, you kind of need it for this. And then taking the arms out in front. And then we're just going to take the arms off to the left-hand side. I'm mirroring you, so I'm doing my right. It doesn't matter which way you go, really. So inhale to the sides. I'm going to take the arms just a little bit around the back. And then as you start to breathe out, bend the knees. Bring the hands into the middle and pause when you get here. Then go the other way. So inhale, press through the feet to lift yourself up. Stretch it all out. And then exhale, coming back down. One more each side. You do it yourself, using your breath to lift you. Exhale to bring you down. Let's go. And then once you get here, inhale, come all the way back up. Just going to face the side again. And then exhale, falling down any way you like. Hands on your shins. Inhaling here through vinyasa, hands to the floor, stepping it back. If you want to get a little bit cheeky, you can lift up one leg as you come to the floor. That's up to you, how strong you are. Inhale here. One little child's pose, just for the out breath. Exhaling, let's keep the flow going. Inhale, coming back up. Tuck the toes under, exhale. Back into your down dog. Weight on your left foot, inhale your right leg up behind you. Come right up onto your right toes. If you want to, you can either play with drawing your chest towards your thigh or taking a mini hop. It's just a very gentle little hop, up and down, maybe. Don't have to do it. And when you're ready, exhale, right foot comes forward. Inhale, press the floor away. One little twist to the right as you breathe out. Center, inhaling. Left heel down, warrior two as you breathe out. Flip the front palm. Inhale, takes you back. Exhale, forearm on the thigh, top arm up and over. Inhale, brings you back up, straighten the front leg. Keeping it straight, now we're going to come into a triangle. So, exhale, reach forward to the right hand, and then I just want you to pause here for a moment. Pause here and just see how far you can reach. You're kind of reaching as like your max. Now take your left hand on your left hip and move that hip towards the front so both hips are facing the front. Try and keep back heel down if you can. Now reach more. You can extend that so much more. Let the right hand come down either on the shin or the floor behind, the floor in front, wherever is comfortable for you. Try keep that flat sacrum behind you so that both the hips are facing the front. Then just take your left hand on your left shoulder and just open up the upper chest. Yeah? The left hip still draws forward as the chest rotates around the other way. Then you can lift up your left hand. This is just to keep your sacrum nice and safe. No back bend needed in this triangle, right? Breathing into that. If you need to bend the front knee, do that. But try and unlock your knees if you can. One more breath here. We're going to take it the other side. So slowly bring the left fingertips down. But my advice is to take them off to the side a little bit. And then lift up your right hand. It'll be a little bit easier with that space on the left. Feel the hamstring lengthening out. And then gently bring those fingers down. Now bend your front knee. Walk your hands forward until you can lift up your back leg. Now this is the half moon. If you want to stay here with both hands on the floor, you can always try taking them both off at the same time. Or half moon, opening up your left hip, opening up your left hand, maybe. See what works. But whatever you've chosen, we're going to come up standing from here. So the key thing is bend the standing leg, bend the knee, and look forward, and then just bring the left foot to meet the right. Yeah. Take a moment just in your standing position. It's quite hot today, so allow yourself to just kind of stabilize, get central, grounded. And then we'll do the other side. Yeah, so take a nice inhale, reaching up. Fall down the other side. Exhale. Hands on the shins. Inhale. Hands to the floor. Step it back. If you want to get cheeky, lifting up the other leg, do that. Exhale. Or you can use your knees. No right or wrong. Inhale. Pausing here. Let's just pause here in this up dog because it feels quite nice sometimes. Maybe looking over the shoulder. Maybe the other one. We're going to come back into down dog, so be mindful of that. Tuck your toes under, lift up your knees, and really start to round your back as you ease back into your down dog. Taking the back the other way, just giving it a little bit of an iron out over that sacrum. Yeah. Okay, so when you're ready, leaning to the right, inhale your left leg up behind you. Come right up to your right toe. Same as the other side. If you want to draw the chest towards the thigh, make that your aim. Or if you want to come into little hops, if you're trying little mini handstands, try not to kick. You just want to let the body movement take you. So it's a little bit of momentum. but just kind of lifts up the other leg. So try not to kick it up. It's just very gentle. All right, enough of that malarkey. Stepping the left foot forward, in between the hands. Bend the back knee, look forward, press the floor away. Inhale lifts you up. Little twist to the left to breathe out. Back to the center, in. Right heel down, breathing out. Flip the front palm in. Forearm on the thigh, top arm over the ear, out. Inhale, taking it back, straightening the front leg. Exhale, reaching forward to the left hand, but pausing halfway. Getting ready for our triangle. Right hand on the right hip, move the hips to the front. Then reach some more, and then wherever that hand reaches down, that's where your place is. So the shin, the floor, the front, behind it doesn't matter. Try and keep the right hip rotating forward as you open up the right shoulder. And just ease that right shoulder blade drop down the back. If it'll open, if it doesn't, don't worry about it. You can just keep it down on the floor. Up to you, whatever feels okay. Breathing here. Try not to take too much weight on the left fingertips. Try and keep that nice and light. All the weight's on the feet, pushing the floor away. One more breath. And then very gently bring the right fingertips down, but do take them off to the side unless you feel really open. If you feel really open, you can keep them close to the left foot and then open up the left shoulder, but you might find it easier if you take it off to the side, just because you can lean back a bit more and therefore open up the left hand. It's up to you. Feel okay with your decision. That's all that matters. Yeah. Wow. Trying to keep the right heel down if you can, but again, if you can't, really doesn't matter. One more breath. All right, so to bend the front knee, bring the fingertips down again, the same as on the other side. Walk the fingertips forward until the back leg lifts up. Play with whatever you will. If you want to come to the half moon, open up the hips first, then the shoulder, then the arm, and maybe look up if you can, or if you're doing both hands on the floor, you might practice taking them both off at the same time. That, again, is up to you. Please be mindful about what feels good and available to you. Yeah, and knowing that we're coming up to standing from here, so weight on the front foot, bend the front knee, look forward, and just step the right foot to meet the left. Oh, yeah, just being really mindful, coming back up, blood rush, all of that. And we're just going to take a little balance to stand, because this is a really nice way of slowing down the mind as well. Stops a lot of the mental chatter. So we're going to start off with a leg balance. So I will mirror you. So I will go on to my left foot, that's your right foot, lifting up your left leg and just hold it with your knee. And again, if you've got a different side, it doesn't matter. We're doing both sides always, so it doesn't matter which way around you do it. So holding onto the knee and then drawing that knee out to the side. Just open up the hip gently, then close it. Just kind of feel that. And then notice how much more helpful it is if you take the other hand out to the side. Helps to balance, right? See what that feels like. Now you might stay with that, or you might just hold the shin, or if you can grab the heel even with a bent knee, you can still do the same thing, rotating in and out. Or you might start to sort of straighten out a little bit, get halfway and be happy with that. Maybe you might not want to swing around too much though. You get to halfway. Or you might go to full hog, straighten it out. Maybe the other arm has to come up as well, keeping everything counterbalanced. Let's see what that's like. Try not to grip your standing feet. Now look, I just came down. So if you feel like that as well, come down, come back up again. But find a focal point, something that you can keep a steady focus on. And then just hold it for a couple of breaths, however long it feels nice. And then be nice to yourself. Bring yourself back out of it, nice and mindfully. And we'll go to the other side. So get the weight onto the other foot. Give this leg a little bit of a shake because you might feel like it needs a bit of loosening up. And also, you can bend the standing knee a little bit. Don't be too rigid with that. Same thing. Get familiar. Hand on the knee. Get used to that feeling. Opening it up. very close today. I've got my windows open and it's very warm, but lovely. Enjoying it. Yeah, and then wherever you can reach, it might just be the shin. Just start easy. Don't go too far if it's not right for you. Or if you can grab the heel, grab the heel. The other hand, make sure it's in the right place to counter pose. Wherever you get with that leg, doesn't matter where it is. You be okay with your abilities. It will change every day. Minuscule improvements, maybe. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't. Just be comfortable. One more breath. And knees all the way back out. Take a dancer's pose now, because that's nice. Why not? So I'm going to stand sideways for it. So take the weight onto your right foot and then just grab your left foot behind you. If it's too uncomfortable to take the inside of the ankle, just take the outside. But if you can get the inside, that rolls the shoulder open a little bit and just gives you a little bit more leeway. So if you can grab the inside, great. If not, don't sweat it. And then start with the knees sort of in alignment. And then lift up your right hand. And get the lift with the right hand first. Reach right up to the ceiling. Then once you've got the left foot, dorsiflex the left foot so you've got a really strong ankle. And press the ankle into the hand. Keep the right hand up because it will start to tilt forward anyway. All you've got to think about is pressing the foot into the hand. Breathing into that space. And slowly coming out of it. Very mindful again of that movement. All right, and don't sweat it too much. Going the other side and weight onto the left foot. And the right knee, grab the ankle from the inside or the outside, whatever feels best. Knees start together. Lift up your left hand. Take a nice inhale here. Press the right foot into the right hand. And just be okay with that. If the knee starts opening out to the side, let it. Let it. It's fine. Breathing into that. One more breath in and out. And then gently, coming back onto our feet. All right, so we're going to come down onto the floor. So let's see if we can do it without using our hands. So just take one foot behind the other and then slowly bring yourself down that way. Yeah, cool. I'm just going to flip my laptop down a little bit so you can see my floor space and then I won't lose you, or you won't lose me rather. So yeah, so from here, let's take the legs out to the sides. Have a little sway side to side. Yeah, so you can kind of feel yourself opening up a bit. And it's the same idea as coming from the hips. It's a little bit of, if you just kind of put your hands in your hip creases and then feel like you're sticking your bottom out behind you, then you've got more chance of coming forward that way in a straight line rather than rounding your back and getting that kind of bad posture. So lifting yourself up. Let's just take the right hand inside the right leg. Use that as a lever to open up the left side. Take a nice inhale here. And exhale, just fall over. If the fingertips come down to the toes of the leg, great, no sweat. If they don't, again, great, doesn't matter. Breathing here. Inhale, bring yourself up. And exhale, fall over the other side. Nice and easy. If the the other sitting bone comes off the floor, so be it. Let it happen. Breathing into that. And slowly bring yourself up. We're going to bring the sole of the left foot into the right thigh. And then just take the hands to the floor to just bring yourself around a bit to this right leg. And take a little bend in the knee so that you can stick your bottom out again. I'm all about coming from the hips, you might have noticed. And then slowly creep the hands forward and bring yourself into that forward fold. Let yourself just sink forward. Breathe mindfully into that space. Let your right foot relax, both feet relax. Let everything relax. Just go nice and soft here. No pose to hold. You're just letting gravity take you. One more breath here. And then slowly push the floor away, bring yourself up, but bring your left hand behind you, lean on that, sweep up the hips with the other hand and just stretch it back, push the floor away with that back hand. Then slowly, bring yourself back down. Let's do the other side. Swap it over. Get yourself ready so the torso is facing this leg a little bit more. Take a bend in the knee. Stick your bottom out behind you and then slowly let yourself just fall forward. And breathe. One more breath here, in and out. And then gently bring yourself back up. Take this right hand behind you. Sweep your hips up with the other hand. Push the floor away with the right hand. Just let yourself hang here. And exhale. Bring yourself back down. Awesome. Great. All right, so bring your knees together, rolling back until your hips come off the floor. You don't have to come into a full-on shoulder stand, just enough to support your sacrum. Let your hips, let your bottom sink into your hands. And then maybe you can let the knees come out to the sides. Maybe they'll fall over your ears. Maybe the feet will come to the floor. Again, it doesn't have to happen that way, but try not to go right up into a straight pencil. You'd be a little bit safer on your neck if you just kind of take it nice and easy and be playful with it. So if you want to do any little Cirque du Soleil things with your legs, go for that. You know, be fun, have fun, enjoy it. Whatever it takes. One more breath just here. And then very gently roll down your spine until you land on that flat sacrum. Yeah, and then bend your right knee, let your left leg go straight, both arms out the side, and just let the right knee roll over the left side. Don't think about this as a pose, just let it be nice and open. Breathe here. One more breath on this side. And then roll back into the center, swap it over, right leg goes straight, left knee bends, roll over the other way. Both sides will feel different maybe. And then rolling back onto your sacrum and choosing for your Shavasana whether or not you just keep the knees bent so you keep a nice flat sacrum. If that feels like a nice landing place, stay there. Or if you want to bring the heels down for your Shavasana, do that. But just be really happy with whatever it is that you've chosen because it's what you need. And use this post-practice release to really explore how the body recovers, just that really letting go. It's such a nice time to notice how the body responds, how it recovers after a practice. There's so much going on. Scan the body, softening any muscles that are tight. Noticing the contact points with the floor, the head, pelvis. And also your breath, just noticing the breath coming in and out of your body. A really nice place to center your focus is behind your eyelids. So as you're lying there, Just have your visual focus behind your eyelids. There's a little home page if you like. Just noticing the body, how it responds, this natural process of recovery, replenishment, oxygenated blood traveling through your veins post-practice. And just being aware of that feeling of letting go. Every time your mind wanders to domestic thoughts, just bring it back to how the body's feeling, how the breath enters and leaves your body. And also, if you've got your hands by the sides of your body, with your palms facing up, try taking your awareness to your fingertips. Fingertips are the most sensitive part of your hands. So sometimes, just by bringing your awareness there, you can sense them. They can feel tingly, numb. You might feel some energy there. It's a really nice way to stay present as you allow your body to recover. Now, I don't want to bring you out of that by ending the practice. So I'd love it, I'd invite you to stay with that as long as it feels nice. It is 1:30, 1:31. So if you need to move, just make sure you do it mindfully. But if you're happy staying where you are, then stay with that for as long as it feels good. And allow your body the space it needs. But I will sign out of the class myself. But just be mindful of your own practice when you do it for yourself too. Thanks, guys. It was so lovely sharing that with you. See you next time.